Last week we had the English Grand National up at Aintree, where I Am Maximus produced an incredible performance to win. This weekend though, we travel north. We go to Ayr Racecourse in beautiful Scotland for the Scottish Grand National. Before we run through selections for the 2024 Scottish Grand National, let's look back at the English Grand National and our selections on here and how they did last weekend. So I predicted the top 6 horses this year in order. If you saw this video, here are the results of exactly what happened at Aintree. So we start with I Am Maximus, predicted 6th, and he ends up absolutely bolting up in a sensational performance. Congrats again if you backed I Am Maximus. Great ride. And of course, Willie Mullins having an incredible year, both over in Ireland and over here in the UK as well. So second, Delta Work. And we predicted him to finish second as well. Unfortunately, I didn't back that exact result of Delta finishing second. I had a good anti-post bet on Delta at 55-1. And a great return on the day. So if you backed Delta, well done. Galvin also got the prediction spot on. So again, I didn't back Galvin to finish exactly 4th, which is slightly annoying, but a great run by Galvin. Thought Galvin was really overpriced. Went as big as 40-1 on the day, and he had a really good run all around. Never was troubling the winner, but really good ride and really good performance from Galvin, a former Gold Cup horse. Kitty's Light would have been a great story if Kitty's won the race. Really was rooting for this horse to do well, and he ran a great race, finishing 5th. So well done if you got Kitty's Light. A lot of places playing extra places. Vanillier, not so good. Didn't ever look like getting there. Really thought Vanillier would have another good run this year, but it just wasn't to be for Vanillier. Couldn't get going. And then Karoq Rambler. Thought he would have a decent run. It was a big weight hike. I didn't fancy him to win it. I didn't think there was a lot of value in the price. Certainly when he was skinny odds as 9-2. Drifted a lot on the day. You get around 8-1, 9-1 just before the race started. Unseated at the first. It can happen. It is jump racing. Main thing is jockey and horse both okay. So let's now move on then and actually look at predictions for the Scottish Grand National this Saturday. So my first selection is Angler's Crag, 8-1. Pretty skinny price this one. Unbeaten in 4 starts since joining Brian Ellison previously with David Pipe. Won narrowly last time out in the Ida Chase at Newcastle, but that was even despite making a mistake late on. Probably would have won a lot better. Obviously as a result of that, a bit more weight to carry around, but we know this horse has had a great year. We know he can run this distance. Seems to travel on a variety of different grounds as well. One on heavy, one on good to soft. So really do like his chances, and as I say, this would be a popular winner up there in Scotland if Angler's Crag can do the business. Right, let's have a look at the next selection. So next we move to this beautiful grey mare, My Silver Lining. She ran 16-1 with the bookmakers currently. Really fancy her to have a good run here. We know she can run this distance. Great third back in March over 4 miles to Uttoxeter that day on heavy ground. Good second at Haydock Park back in February as well, and a win at Warwick in January. So decent form for this horse. She's a tenacious thing with a good attitude. I just think she can do the business here in Ayr. Really like the price as well, 16 to 1. I think it's decent value at that price, and just fancy her to have a good run this Saturday. So my final selection for this year's Scottish Grand National is Mr. Vango, Sarah Bradstock trained horse. Aged 8, Bay Gelding, decent third at Cheltenham, over 3 miles 6, or just under 3 miles 6 back at the festival in March, but off at odds of 14 to 1 that day. A good win in Exeter, over 3 miles 6 and a bit back in February as well. So no, this distance will not be an issue for Mr. Vango. It's all a question of how good he is compared to the rest of the field, how well handicapped he is to the rest of the field. And he feels at 14 to 1 like a really decent price. Good chance for him to have a good go at he's never ran up in Scotland before, but certainly feel he can travel up there and do a job. So let me know what you're backing and getting on anything this weekend in the Scottish National. Best of luck if you are. And one final thing, I just want to say massive thanks. So greatly appreciated recently for all the likes, comments, interactions and subscribes. Want to say just massive horse racing fan and love the community, love hearing of everyone's selections, etc. And I think it's great that we continue to see some great racing action and continue to see racing numbers at race courses across the country to hold up despite some challenging times. So all the best to everyone, take care and speak soon.